Hello, I'm the Casual Collector, and today we're going to talk about this 1/6 scale representation of Jerry Shriver. For those of you who don't know, Jerry was a legendary Special Forces recon man during the Vietnam War. He ran missions as recon man with Project Omega, MACVSOG, and served as a Hatchet Force platoon sergeant with MACVSOG. He was very notorious for sorts of hairy situations he would get into. At one point, completely surrounded, he said that he had them right where he wanted them, surrounded from the inside. He was nicknamed the Mad Dog, and the North Vietnamese had a $10,000 bounty on his head. He unfortunately did not live to see the end of the war. He was missing in action on a Hatchet Force mission that went bad, which I believe was raiding Co Vinh, the headquarters for the North Vietnamese Army on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. He and a few Montagnards were charging machine gun position, and he disappeared, unfortunately. What interested me about his kit is just how very light he ran his gear compared to many other members of MACVSOG. He tended to favor submachine guns. I do have some photos of him with a Type 56 and with an SKS. Type 56 photos are interesting because it does look like he might have tried to have fitted it with a XM148 underbarrel grenade launcher. If anybody has more information on that, I'd love to hear from you. But he didn't really run a belt that had a lot of canteen pouches stuffed with mags or frags on it. As you'll note from, the medical pouch, the Willie Pete, and then the holster and the CISO AK or SMG pouches there. This actually is a little bit of an error on my part, not unintentionally. This was for aesthetic reasons. I wanted to have this on the right hip because I just felt it looked better to have that balanced like that. This is an amalgamation of his gear, and frankly, I just felt it looked better to have it there than would have been traditionally on. You had a left-handed holster, which would have been usually parked where the strobe pouch is right now. He also would hang the strobe pouch up there sometimes. I didn't think it looked as good to hang it off of the H harness, so I stuck it there, and I just gave his high standard over here on the right hip. Just flip the holster. Other things that really interested me about the gear was, as I said, it's just very, very, very sparse compared to what you would normally see with, especially late war recon men, where you're carrying up to 1,000 rounds of ammunition into battle. He also favored pistols a lot, which I thought was very interesting. If you look behind the belt here, you can see that he's also got a high power stuffed behind his belt buckle, which is something that he had done. In addition to keeping pistols on holsters, I've seen him even carrying revolvers into action as a backup gun. Other pieces denoting his time for the Hatchet Force service are the binoculars, and he's also got a whistle tucked into one of the pouches on his shirt. Most of the kit for this was, interestingly enough, just stock from Weijindao, their MACVSOG figure. I looked at the piece and I realized that it was nearly perfect for doing a Jerry Shriver. The only things that I really changed about this was a different head sculpt, because they went with Charlie Sheen, for platoon. I put on the binoculars, and I also gave him some extra pistols because that was something that Jerry Shriver ran. But if you are looking to do your own Jerry Shriver, I really would recommend giving their figure a look, because it is pretty close to perfect for modding out. Other things of interest, I love that they did the CISO uniform, the CISO Indig uniform. the buttons work. It's really a beautiful piece, and nobody else has done it inside scale. When I had mine done previously, I had to go to a tailor and kind of give him some measurements and photos to make. They also did the grease gun nearly perfectly with the suppressor. I love that. Web gear was great. The only change that I really would recommend if you're doing this yourself would be to shorten these H harnesses a little bit, cut them up a little bit, and restitch them, and maybe consider replacing the belt buckle. But otherwise, they did a phenomenal job. The ALS clips work. They did a really great job on these CISO pouches and on the CISO rucksack. And I really love the bolo that they did. Let's just see if we can pull this out here. They did a marvelous job on this thing. And it's even got the little pouch. It's even got, you can hang it from the belt. I've got some photos of him hanging from the belt, which I didn't do for aesthetic reasons. As I said, this is an amalgamation of his kits. They did a really tremendous job on making their figure, and if you've got some cash lying around and you like this sort of era or this unit, I really recommend giving it a look. But yeah, this is the piece. I hope you liked it. If you got any critiques regarding the kit or any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Thank you, and have a great day.